All right, welcome to Drive Time. Rob Weingart and Jenna Lane. And by the time you see this video, Jenna will have left me again. She will be on her way to East Carolina to work with the USF Bulls radio team as they go to one of their biggest games of the Willie Taggart era. A game against East Carolina, which pretty much shapes up as a must-win if they want to consider being a bowl team.
Well, you got to consider the fact that they need 6 wins to get to a bowl game right now, and they've got 4, and they're hovering around 500, so they're at a fork in the road right now. What kind of team are you going to be? Are you going to be a team that, once again, for another year, you're going to be sitting at home during the holidays watching these bowl games? Or are you going to play like you're capable of, which I do believe this team is capable of getting these wins. They were so close against Navy this past week. They gave Memphis a really, really tough game. We won't even talk about Maryland because that just wasn't a good game. But you know what? They were tough against Florida State, too. And in fact, they were way in with Florida State. They were up there with them really until that second half of that game. This is a good football team. They just got to be able to put it together. The good news for them, too, is the fact that this team, this opponent this week, is much more like the opponents that they've had throughout the rest of their season. They don't have to defend that triple option anymore.
She's so nice to me. She didn't bring up the fact that they really smoked my Syracuse Orange.
Oh, you know what? I almost kind of forgot about that game, but you're right. They did beat Syracuse as well, and that was kind of the turning point for them. Memphis was a really tough loss for them. The players were just so down after that game. Syracuse was the game that they put it all together, and they were able to play a complete game, really, for the first time this season against a tough team. Notice I said it's a tough team. Better than FAMU. They went out there and
they are better than FAMU.
Yeah, exactly. They went out there and they were able to put together a complete game for them, and that's when things just started rolling.
They've got an East Carolina team that always plays quality football. A lot of good skilled position players playing
Tough
them
receivers
in East Carolina. Now, I hate to say this, UCF, but we are already marking that game down as a win. That gets the Bulls to 5. They don't get the win this week at East Carolina. That schedule gets very tough between now and UCF.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got Cincinnati. They've been tough all year long, and you've also got Temple, too. Now, thankfully, you have both those games at home. But even so, you don't want it to have to come down to the wire at the very end there or in the last 2 weeks of your season. You want to go ahead and get some things done now while you can.
As Coach Taggart says every Monday after we speak with him at 5 p.m., go Bulls.